All right, so welcome back to another section. Now, with this episode, we are going to look at the page layout and then the view tab. So let's move our cursor to the layout tab. Well, if you are using 2013, you see page layout. By this is 2016, so you just see layout. So when you click on the layout, that's where we have the margin, we have the orientation. So the orientation basically is where you check if you want to change your page. That is, if you want it to be landscape or if you want it to be portrait. Portrait is vertical, landscape is horizontal. So if you click on the drop down for the orientation, you could see two main types of orientations. We have the portrait, you see it has been selected as the default, and then we have the landscape. So if I should click on landscape, immediately you see the effect on my page size. It has to change to suit the selection that I have made here. So you could see that the page has changed to the landscape. If I should click on this drop down for the orientation and then I choose portrait, it will change back to the vertical thing. Then we have the page size. So over here with the page size, this is where we select whether you want your page, right? When you click on the page, the size here, that's where you select whether you want the letter, the tabloid, the legal, the A3, depending on the what you are typing and the size that you need, right? But most of the time, the size that we mostly use for our typing our normal letters, our CVs, is what we use the A4, right? So when you choose the A4, it will also change. So mostly as a good typist, you need to check your page sizes too, right? If you are going to start with your type, you need to check your page size that you're going to use. And to change the page size, you need to come to your layout tab. Then we have the columns over here. So the columns, we just have one column. Now this means that anything that we are going to type, we are going to type should fill evenly on the page. But immediately you choose two columns, it means that the text is going to divide into two columns. That means one before it you let's say after finish typing, instead of it moving to the next page, it will not move to the next page, it will rather continue on the right side of the page. So something like this. Let me move to a fresh page and start typing something so we see how it does work. So here, okay, so if I should choose and then I click on two columns, for example. So let me start typing something. You see that it didn't fill to the full side of the page. So instead of it continuing to the other page, it will rather fill to the right side of the page. Okay, so you could see that after filling the left side of the page, instead of it moving to the next page, it didn't move to the next page, but it rather continued on the right side of the page, right? That's what we call changing the columns, right? So let's bring it back to the normal one, which is one column like this, and then you can see it will fill evenly. Then we have what we call the breaks here. So let me click somewhere here. So the breaks, we have the break here. So this is if you want to divide the page, if you want some of the text to move to a new page, that's a fresh page. When I click on this drop down, you could see page, it says make the point, mark the point at which one page ends and the next page begins, right? So if I want where my current cursor is to move this information to the next page, I'll just click on this. So when I click, you see that where the cursor was, it has shifted the information to a new page like this. This is how we break text or information, or how we break pages. Now let's look at the view tab here. So where we have the view tab, Microsoft Word is having 5 views. We have the read mode, the print layout, the web, the outline, and then the draft. Now the required layout that we use for our typing is the print layout. That's why it has been selected. And then we have the ruler. We use the ruler to create our margins, but by default we wouldn't have the ruler there. So when it has been unchecked, but if you need it, then you need to click back to activate it. And then we have the grid lines. If you want to activate your grid lines for some special purposes, you can activate, but we don't need. And then we have the navigation pane, where it always show at the left side. We use it for our normal search. That is navigation pane. Then we have the zoom group, that is for zooming in and out, but it's also on the status bar here, so you can also access it. Then we have the one page, and then we have the multiple pages. So the one page simply means it should display one page at a time, and then the multiple pages too, when I click, it means it should display multiple pages at a time, right? But this is the required one that we want to use. So we want to use the one page. Let me zoom in. Because of the selection, it has shifted everything backwards, right? Okay, so we have the new window. That is basically, it says to open a second window for your document, and you can do that by using Control N to do it, right? Okay, so that's where we're going to end. In our next video, we'll look at how to use the macros, how to switch windows, and other important things in Microsoft Word. Thank you.